Previously on DogCatManVan.
So I'm headed home. Heading back to Indiana. One of my best friends is getting married this Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna learn how to flop it. His penis is bigger than his head.
I got a little carried away with how much I was spending on the fly fishing thing. We didn't catch anything. But then Rocky got sick. Yesterday, which was Tuesday, really early in the morning, I got woken up because Rocky was barfing. It was like bile, but it also had this crazy like dark gray thing in it. And it didn't look like any of his food, and I wasn't exactly sure. I just chalked it up to like, oh, he ate some trash off the ground outside, and it didn't sit with his stomach well. Well, then later that night, he barfed all over Kyle's house, like all over the living room, 3 big piles. And now today, Wednesday, he barfed bile again. So he barfed yesterday and he barfed once today. He's clearly not feeling good. He's not eating his dinner. Tomorrow we're going to the vet. I'm too worried that he's got something and it could be serious, and I don't want to risk it or anything like that. So we'll just find out. Yeah, I'm a little worried. So we're at the vet. Brock, you gonna barf? He doesn't feel good right now. I'm hoping it's nothing crazy. I have a feeling he ate something and it's lodged in his intestines or somewhere, and his body is trying to get it out. And I haven't seen him. I don't think I saw him poop yesterday. He might have, because he ran over with Pete, you know, when Kyle had them out. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope it's nothing crazy. I'm a little terrified, and this bill is gonna get racked up real quick, which is fine. I'll figure out a way to pay it, but I really hope it's nothing like crazy. But yeah, we got an appointment in 30 minutes. I'm here early, just waiting. Hi. So, yeah. Can I get out and let him out? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll see how it goes.
And we would be able to do that today, and we would, have the results in about like 15-20 minutes. If you wanted us to do a comprehensive blood panel, you would be looking at 165. With that one, we also, would get the results in-house. We would have those in about 30 minutes. We'll go ahead and start with the x-rays, and then he'll give you a call here in about like 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah, bye.
Bye.
First, the part which is the internal organ functional chemistry, that part came back normal. I mean, it shows that kidney, liver values, all that, everything is fine with regards to that. So, I mean, at this point, based on what we've done so far, I mean, I would recommend, going ahead and doing, the medication to prevent further vomiting, the injection as well as the oral tablet, and then doing the antibiotic as well that I'd mentioned, the metronidazole, doing a course of that.
Okay, well, I just got blood work, all the stuff done, and he's healthy according to the tests, but my guess is he ate something and it gave him a stomach ache or some type of thing. He has no other medical issues going on. I've got Rocky in there right now, and I was told he's all done with his shots and stuff. $530. Okay, thank you. You don't like the vet. You got all these little spots. You got shots.
All right.
Back on track. How you feeling? So we just got back from the vet. I got some blood work done and a x-ray. Both of them came back good. He had a little internal inflammation. His blood work was fine as well. So they gave me some anti-inflammatory stuff, and they also gave me some anti-vomit. I gotta give him that daily, both of them daily, for the next week. And if he doesn't seem to be getting any better, he's gotta go back. So that's where we're at. Had a big day, right? You know, that first day I couldn't get him to take the medication. And then Kyle had some cheese in the house, so I put it in a piece of cheese and he ate the cheese. So I got that first med down, and then the next day he was starting to feel better in the morning, and then by the end of the day he was acting almost pretty much back to normal. Look who's eating this food. And then by that Saturday morning, he was completely, like, he was himself. He's like a new dog. Rocky ate some food today, and he is farting like crazy. So things are working themselves out. After one full day, like 24 hours of taking his medication, he's looking a lot better. Yeah, look at that, wagging his tail. I'm farting like normal. Just smells like complete sulfur. Those few days, I didn't do anything. I was so distraught, and I can't imagine what someone who has like a kid who is sick, because that really like ruined me. Rocky just finished the last of his meds. He's feeling better, right? Now, right, Rock? He's totally back to normal. He's totally back to his normal self after all of these tests and freaking me out and not feeling good. He's back to his normal, annoying, troublemaker self. I'm about 2 hours away from Indianapolis now, and I have this terrible sadness in my gut. I mean, I have a lot of fun stuff planned, and I always get in this mood when I have to come back, regardless of how long I was gone. And then, like, after a few days, I'm back to my normal self, back into a regular routine. But it's like I've already got work lined up, kind of back to back to back, with all this other stuff that I've got to get done. Or I could be feeling this way because, you know, I'm going back to what I'm used to, and while I was out there, I did so many new things. And speaking of new things, it's like just this last weekend, we went and hiked a 14er, which I didn't even know was a thing. We're on our way to a field, fair play, and we're gonna camp in a field. Julie's back here with the dogs, and one of the dogs has severe farts. Apparently there's all these different hikes up these different mountains that you can reach summits above 14,000 feet, and it's this thing that people do. We went to an area called Fairplay.
So this is South Park. This is from South Park, the cartoon. A park is a large flat area between mountains, and that's why there's a bunch of cows.
But there is a 14er in the area called Mount Sherman.
Move over! Steer clear of the vehicle!
But we camped out that night, and it was fun. The road out there, again, was terrible. So we made it to this BLM land. Now we're gonna set up, and then we're gonna make some dinner.
Heat! Oh, get him, Arch!
We've got Cooking Kyle, and Camping Julie, and Farting Rock.
I kind of want to see, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be excited if we saw a moose. I just don't want to get attacked by a moose.
Then
You zigzag.
You zigzag?
Yeah.
I'm doing my best here.
So am I.
I'm no chef.
And they're like super nearsighted.
We have 6 asparagus shoots.
So we've got 2 chefs, world-class chefs back here. And what time is it?
It's 5 p.m.
Is it? No, it's almost 6.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because the sun's going down.
It's 6 p.m.
So we're gonna eat. We're gonna lose light. But shelters are set up because it's a van and a tent. Oh, and I flew the drone, which I had brought on this trip and hadn't used. But I got to fly it there, and Pete hated it. He was determined to leap up and grab it. I wanted to get you. So what'd you make? What is this?
So this is, it's almost like a trash can meal. It's like just made up of a bunch of stuff.
This is Vegetarian's Delight.
It's sweet potatoes, red peppers, orange pepper, onion. That's the main thing. This seasoning. And then we also added in some mushroom and some asparagus. Mannerisms?
We ate, we camped, we played Hangman.
Unicorn.
It did get really cold in the teens. Julie stayed out in a tent that night. It was her choice. We didn't tell her that she had to go do it. She had a tent she wanted to test out, and she wanted to prove to herself that she could do it.
Okay, I'm going out to the tent in case I die. To the government, fuck you on my student loans. Tell my mom I love her. If I can make it through the night, then I can do anything.
Yeah.
To all those kids out there. I kind of feel like the white girl in a scary movie who's about to fucking die. Okay.
Go quick, it's cold out
into
there.
the darkness. All right. We're in for the night, and tomorrow, 6 a.m., going on a 14er.
Get that one on video?
Yeah. No, I missed it. What happened?
Ugh, threw up again. In the middle of the night, I started feeling kind of crappy. And then when I knew it was time to get up, I was just like, all right, I don't think I can fight this anymore.
All right, let me put all that stuff away. So it's now about 6:30 in the morning. Kyle threw up again. This is his third trip in the van that he's barfed. He seems to be feeling a little better now. But Julie's all packed up with her tent. We're all packed up, and we're gonna head to this 14er. Alright guys, you ready to start moving?
Ready to start moving.
Mount Sherman, there's like an app with all the 14ers, and it'll tell you like the approach difficulty, so like the drive out, how hard it is to get out there, and I think it was like a 2 out of 5 or a 3 out of 10, something like that, like low difficulty, and this van was getting rocked. A nice thing though, because I had to drive so slow to get through it, we saw some moose. So we were on our way up, and look at that. There's 2 moose.
Is that another baby?
Yeah, they look little.
Can you see it in the camera?
Yeah.
Look, Archer.
Whoa. Are those dogs? All right, so what are we hiking up here?
Mount Sherman. We're at 11 something, almost 12. And we're going, I think, to there. And we'll be at over 14,000.
And Julie and I had both never done one before, so we didn't really know quite what to expect. So we've gone up about 2 feet. And I'm already feeling it. For the beginning portion of it, it wasn't that bad, even though it felt pretty bad. Like, my endurance isn't the greatest. Okay, we've now gone a little farther. Kyle's down there talking to some people, asking if we've gone the wrong way, because I think we might have. We went the wrong way. We are now cutting through.
That's Sherman, that's Sheridan.
Oh.
And there is a defined path over to that one.
So Ben and I are going this way. Kyle's way over there.
We got to this point where we were probably at like 13,000 feet, and there was this ridge line, and this ridge line was breaking the wind, so we weren't really getting blasted with any cold wind yet. But once we got up to that ridge line, it was like just a wind tunnel of freezing cold air blasting us. Pretty windy. Pretty cold and windy. That whole hike up the ridgeline, it was just getting nailed with this cold, cold breeze. And you know, that's the thing with these 14ers is like you could be sweating down at the bottom, but as you get up, it gets so cold. It's like you need a hat and gloves and a good jacket. You know, I had a down jacket on, luckily. You need to make sure you dress properly and bring the right amount of layers.
Dang, it's like literally no wind.
This is the hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridge. Okay, final stretch. It's flat-ish. There's a crater. That's the final spot. I mean, that ridge line was tough and we had to take several breaks on our way up, but we did get to the top, and once we got up there, it was like, it did feel good, like a nice accomplishment. The whole time I was going, I was like, why do people do this? Why do people enjoy this process of hiking with shortness of breath and this like crazy weather? When you get to the top, it does feel good that you've made it, you've done something. We made it.
I'm here to talk about what to bring on a 14er. Well, these two are making their sign.
That's the thing you're supposed to bring on a 14er. A sign that says you did it.
But if you have a pale white tummy, then you always have a sign. The only advice I'll give you is bring layers. As many layers as you can fit in your backpack.
And water.
And water. I wouldn't bring any less than 2 liters. Expect to drink it all by the time you get back. Drink at least 2 liters a day before you go too.
And then what is it, 14
Yeah,
what?
how much?
14,000 is 36. Hiking boots are always good with wool socks. And then when it comes to food, I like something like this.
Okay.
Something like this. I got some little apple pies in here too. Sugary sweet, quick energy, and something a little more substantial.
You know, we hung out for a while, we ate a bit, and then Julie was determined to get her naked photo. I thought she was just gonna take her top off and do one of those photos where, you know, their back is facing you and then their boobs are out to the wind. But she like pulled her pants off too, down to her underwear, and it was cold up there. So cold. And we weren't the only ones up there either. You know, she stripped down to her skivvies and these people behind us were like, she's naked! But she braved it, and we got a couple photos for her, and I tried to fly the drone a little bit. And if I kept it like behind the ridge line, I could avoid the wind, but that drone is so small, the second I got it too high, it was just getting nailed. So I could only fly it for a little bit. And then, you know, we got photos of ourselves and we headed back down. And it's funny, it took us like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to get up. And then it took us like an hour and a half to get down. And we took our time too, like, and stopped and looked at things. I think we did pretty good on time. We basically went a mile an hour on the hike. And I think in total it took us about 4.5 hours to go up and down. And the dogs didn't go with us. You know, Rocky was just sick the day before. I really didn't want to risk it, even though he probably could have done it. I didn't want to push him. And then Pete, he's had knee problems and had to have like crazy surgery in the past. And so he's not the most agile German Shepherd mix out there. So he definitely would have had to stay back. So they hung out in the van and it was like nice out. I mean, it never got hotter than 60 degrees. And, you know, we got back down in 4.5 hours. Made it back.
4 hours and 22 minutes.
Not bad.
5, almost 6 miles.
Yeah.
For our first 14er?
Your first 14er.
I got to say, in my first year, I get to check one off the list.
It makes you an official Colorado transplant.
I've done so many firsts here. I feel like I've accomplished a lot.
Is there food in that backpack? Because he's going for it. Oh, suckers. So it's funny, the whole time I was out there, everybody I met of Kyle's friends and stuff like that, they would always ask like, oh, did you move out here? And I was like, oh no, but I'm out here for a whole month. And they're like, a month? That's only a few weeks. And then here I am. I'm already back in Indiana. Like, it flew by. And so, you know, what felt like was going to be a long time really wasn't much time at all. Even though we did squeeze a ton of stuff into, I guess, a total of 3 weekends, because Kyle was gone for one of them. I forgot to mention, we even got to go mountain bike riding, which it wasn't like going up on the lifts and coming down an actual mountain. It was a mountain bike park, but it was still a ton of fun. So we got Kyle and Sam, and we're headed to blah, 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 mountain bike park. Okay, so we made it to the bike park, and Kyle is feverishly pumping his tires and trying to get something to work.
I'm trash.
Well, that takes no time to get air. Well, that's a sketchy ass bridge. That was fun. Oh, I couldn't do all 3 of them.
The actual mountain bike parks were closed at that time. I think they closed a little early, earlier than I thought, because, you know, snow ends up in the mountains sooner in the year than I expected. But it was a ton of fun, and we ended up, I ended up eating shit.
Well, I jumped way too hard. Yeah, you just landed like right into the rock. Ow! Oh, that was amazing.
I had never mountain biked before, so it was a new experience, and the bike I had was a bit too big for me. It was Kyle's cousin, who I think is like 6'3", and I am definitely not that, so every time I tried to like hit a jump or anything like that, the seat would hit my butt and like kick me forward onto my nose, and that's how I ended up going straight into a rock.
Go down the little jumps.
You got it.
That any little movement and you just like rat jackknife you. Let it rip. Fast feet. Sit down.
We just finished up at the bike park, and it was a lot of fun. Had one good wipeout, and now we're headed back. And we even got to do some gold panning. That was one of the last things we got to do right there at the very, like a few days ago. Kyle got off work, and he's like, there's this spot about 20 minutes away in Golden that is for gold panning. We can go there and check it out.
This is Clear Creek at the Arapahoe Bar public panning area. So we got a shovel, a sifter pan thing, and a bucket.
And I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't think we'd find anything, but I thought it'd be interesting to learn about.
This goes all the way past Idaho Springs and then Black Hawk, and these are old gold mine towns. So literally the gold fell out of the hills due to erosion, fell out of the hills and into these streams. And then each season, as the floodwaters come down, or like the spring rains, just pushes little bits of gold farther and farther down, and it drops out in these rocks. You take this. This is a classifier. So we've been able to wash off all of these big rocks. If you shake it, gold is very dense. So it's gonna wanna go to the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
See how I'm scooping off the stuff on the top?
Yeah.
So what the idea is that all that I'm left with is the heavy stuff on the bottom as I continually scoop the lighter stuff off the top. But see how I have all this black sand?
Yeah.
That's what I've been told is a good sign.
What is this?
That piece right there?
Yeah.
I think that might be a piece of gold. See how heavy it was? See how it doesn't want to move?
Tiny.
Tiny pieces.
Kyle seems to have spent a lot of time studying and learning about it. He did end up finding a few little specks. I mean, they were so tiny you have no idea what they are. They're the littlest, minute pieces of gold, and the camera can't even pick them up. They're so tiny. It's almost like finding a piece of glitter is what it was like. Even smaller, but if it's heavy, and if it wasn't moving, then he thought it was like gold. But that was fun, and I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I feel a bit bummed now coming back, is because, you know, I had a buddy who was willing to do all sorts of fun stuff, you know, and I'm not used to that. I don't have that here. Kyle is a doer. He likes to get up and go out and do stuff. And I don't know if it was like special treatment because I was only gonna be there for, you know, a certain amount of time and he wanted to make sure I had a good time. But when I think about it, like this coming weekend, he's gonna go do another 14er. And, you know, the weekends before I went out there, he was doing all sorts of other stuff too. So I think it's just kind of the norm for him, and I really enjoyed being a part of it while I was out there. And speaking of, I'm actually, instead of going and parking at Joe's place, now that I'm back, I just went straight to the climbing gym, and I'm gonna try to work out and climb and kind of exercise some of my sadness out.
10 more minutes?
I was gonna say, sun's about gone.
I think I got another one.
The sun's about gone. We think we got maybe like 4 little shards of something. I mean, they are so small. The camera would never see it. But I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here in a minute. It's getting cold and we're about to lose daylight. So, gold panning. So what I'm thinking is, let's get into a little more light. So what I think I'm gonna do is hang out here for the next few months, especially during the holidays, try to work, keep going on Joe's house, keep freelancing, make some money, and also keep plugging away at the shoe company and hopefully have our new shoes out by the end of the year, if not at the beginning of the year, and then take off when I have a nice little nest egg. It's kind of funny when I look around at like all my friends growing up or the people I grew up with, it seems like everybody's either, you know, getting married and getting a house, having kids, and settling down. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like if that's what you want, that's awesome. You know, a lot of people are achieving their goals in that sense. I feel like if that's what fulfills you, then that's what you should be doing. But I see myself running the opposite direction. Hey, you got married today. I think I have like that Peter Pan syndrome where you just want to be a kid. It's strange to go and see your best childhood friend get married and become a dad. He's gonna be a dad now. I mean, I have no doubt he's gonna be a great dad and like he's in a good spot in his life. You know, he's got a steady job, he's got a home, now he's married. He's in a spot in his life where having a kid is expected. I don't know. you ready to go to bed? What's this? Can you see his face? There's his nose. Boop. I do think that there are like these societal norms where there's these benchmarks and time frames that you have to hit. By this time, you should be in a career that makes good money, and you should find somebody to marry and have a kid with, and da 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 da. At least where I'm from, that's still a thing. I know when I go places like the wedding I was just at earlier, they look at what I'm doing and think, oh, weird. And part of that is like, it's not that weird, but part of me thinks like, yeah, I'm glad you think it's weird, you know? I don't want to be someone that you just look at and think like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's just like everybody else, you know? Part of it is exciting that it is unique in a way. You know, some people get enjoyment and fulfillment from comfort and safety, while others like a challenge and like change. And I'm one of those people who like change. Chasing your dreams and baby, yeah, wow, inspiring. With all that said, I'm just excited to work toward the future and the plans that I have. Not to say that anything is going to go to plan. Who knows? Maybe another pandemic or something will hit and everything will go out the window. But I'm going to still strive to earn enough money and find myself in a place that I can take this channel and the shoe company out to Colorado and experience that for a while and take it elsewhere if I want to. And I just want to make sure that I keep having fun with it. I don't want to lose that. I guess you'll just have to stay tuned to find out how it pans out. Okay, I'm gonna cut there because I'm just rambling now and I'm tired and it's hot and I want to turn the fan on. Rocky, you are a heater. You're just breathing so heavy.
Get up.
Don't push each other off.
Okay, why would you say that when I get there? God.
Because you were like trying to...
Okay, I understand now. I am a good parallel parker. Thank you.